Hi guys, welcome back to the Coffee Break Podcast. I'm your host, Emily Lung, and hello, and welcome back. I'm so excited to be back for another week of the pod. If you don't already, make sure you're following the Coffee Break Podcast on Instagram. It is at thecoffeebreak.podcast on Instagram, and you can be up to date on all the fun things coming to the pod. Also, today's coffee of the day is actually a new cold brew. It's the Casa Olay cold brew packs from H-E-B. H-E-B is like my local grocery store. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last pod, but I know I have mentioned the Ready Whip Barista series that you definitely need to try. I used the nitro creamer today with a little bit of liquid stevia in my mason jar, being aesthetically pleasing. So let me take a nice big sip with you today. Today's episode will be jumping into what is holding you back from starting a new business to achieving your goals, whether it's weight loss, money, going back to school, whatever it is. What's freaking holding you back? So we'll be jumping into that in a little bit. But of course, we've got to get into what happened last week. What has Emily been doing for 7 days since we've last chatted? So let's see. For starters, I'm back into like a normal routine. I'm pretty sure I touched on like how crazy work's been in like my most recent pod and YouTube and Instagram, and just life has been a little wild. But I'm back into like a good, healthy work balance life routine. I also have not worked out in 2 weeks. Who is she? Because I've been putting more time and effort into what I'm eating rather than what I'm burning. And I feel like when I do that, I feel better. I think exercise is super important, and I do work a very active job. So I am, being active at least for 30 minutes a day, and I walk my dog twice a day and all of that good stuff. But since I've been focusing on that, it's just been a way easier transition to feeling better, looking better, doing better in my fitness journey. So another update of the week is it was 4th of July and we are all still in quarantine, or we're supposed to be. So Texas, it's still pretty bad, but 4th of July came around and I didn't do anything. I wasn't at the beach like everybody else. I wasn't at the lake. I went to my parents' house. It was literally just me, Trey, and my 2 parents. And my dad smoked a brisket, and it was so much fun. It was just the 4 of us. And I actually went to Taco Cabana and picked up the $2 margs to go and got the Star Spangled Bannered ones. They're like red, white, and blue, and they were delicious. So we had those for fun as our little 4th of July treat. And then I came home and watched fireworks from our balconies. So Trey and I live on the 3rd floor of our apartment complex, which is a pain in the butt, but also kind of nice. And we had fireworks literally from every single angle. It was so, so nice. All the like neighborhoods around us were going off. And so we sat out there for like an hour. I had some wine and watched fireworks. It was so much fun. So, and actually Max, our Chihuahua, came out and watched them with us and wasn't as scared as he normally is. And I think it's because we were out there like, I don't know, but it was really fun. So that was my 4th of July. I hope y'all's was nice and safe. Speaking of a nice Corona update in Austin, it's only getting worse right now, which is kind of scary. But I feel like a lot of places are taking better precautions at helping. Masks are required everywhere, even in public if you are not within 6 feet of someone. And bars are back closed. Restaurants' capacities have been dropped to 50%, I believe. Don't quote me on it. But everything's, I think, slowly, it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So I think we're kind of, I don't really know. I don't work for the CDC, but I'm just doing my part in staying home when I need to stay home and just going from work to home, and that is it. I'm missing the little brunch scene, and I'm missing being out and about, but obviously us getting out and about didn't work well the first time. So I don't know. We'll see. That's my little Corona update. But I also want to do a little intro segment, mini segment of an Austin shout out of the week. And today's Austin, Texas shout out goes to El Arroyo. I'm sure you've heard of them. They are so viral on Instagram. They are amazing. I love this place. I've gone to eat there a couple times, but while in quarantine, I've been doing their margaritas to go because they're so good. But if you don't follow them on Instagram, you should. It's literally El Arroyo. And they post like their sign. They're known for their famous sign in front, and they post the funniest things. I really want to get their books because they come out with different, I think they're like on number 4 or 5. Don't quote me on it. And they just do like books of like all the pictures of their signs because they're so freaking funny. My favorite one of the week is Okay, it says, due to current guidelines, your milkshake can bring 9 boys to the yard max. I posted it on the podcast stories yesterday, so the day before you're hearing this, so it might still be up there, but oh my gosh, so much funny. It's @ElArroyo_ATX on Instagram. Thank me later. So much fun. So that's the Austin shout out of the week. But also, just a little update about how I'm feeling. Like, I just feel like I've been in the feels, but I also got a visit from Mother Nature this morning. So that makes so much sense about, like, yesterday I was so tired and just kind of, like, emotional and just out of it. And it makes so much sense today when I woke up. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why I felt this way. Okay, cool. So, yeah, that's kind of just an update on how I've been feeling. But I kind of felt that way, like, leading up to today, like, the past few days. And I thought I was just, like, going to go through something. I don't know, but yeah, that's the tea, sis. So, do you need a new mattress, or have you been shopping around? Well, you know how expensive they can be. Also has it all figured out for you. And if you want to get free shipping, a 10-year limited warranty, 100 nights risk-free trial, and you can send it back, or financing as low as 0% APR, well, you've come to the right place. All Swell's mattresses are great, entry-level priced with high-quality features. If you want to try this mattress risk-free, you can follow the link down in the show notes and let Allswell know the podcast sent you, and it will help support our show. All right, time for the part of the episode you've all been waiting for. What the frick is holding you back? I'm going to tell you what's holding it back, because it used to hold me back, and it's not holding me back no mo. I'm free. So, whether you are starting a business, trying to grow your business, starting a new weight loss journey, trying to save for a new house, whatever it is, I don't know what's holding you back, but it might be one of the things we're going to talk about today. So, for starters, I'm going to give you a little backstory about me and what's been holding me back and what my goals were and why I wasn't achieving them. So, for starters, I obviously have a YouTube channel. I've been a part of YouTube for I think almost 4 years now with very little following. And it was a very slow climb. And I finally broke the 1,000 subscriber mark, which I know to some is like nothing, but to me, it's a huge milestone. And for years and years, like at least the first 2.5 years of my YouTube channel, I did not post about it. I just posted a video and that was it. I didn't share it on Facebook. I didn't share it on Twitter. I didn't share it on my Instagram. Only my closest friends knew, only my family, and I just was embarrassed about it. As soon as I broke down the barrier of screwing what other people think of me is when things turned around for me. And so about the last year, I really put more effort into sharing my story and sharing what I'm doing on that platform. And within months, I grew from 300 subscribers to 1,030 subscribers to where I'm at now, all because I do not care what people think. And that is huge. That is so huge. And it was a huge jump in such a 6-month period that it was really, really cool. And so that is like the first thing I want to talk about is forget what people think. Literally forget it. About a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I started an online business and I wanted to help people be better. And I wasn't a certified personal trainer. I was working to get certified, but I knew that I could help people. So I started writing ebooks. I made 2 different ebooks and took very limited one-on-one clients. I had a website. I had everything, it didn't cost anything to start this business other than time and effort. And I made an okay amount of money on it. It wasn't like huge, and it didn't really pay for my time and my effort, but it was a small reward. And it was the same thing. I did not market myself like I should have. And so I was getting a little beat down because the time and effort it was taking, I wasn't getting enough of a return. And so for me, it was one of those things, well, I don't know what people think of me because I'm not like the most shredded person, and I'm not a national qualified bodybuilder, and I'm not all of these things. And so I was letting that hold me back from growing that online business. I ended up stopping, and I just was like, you know what, this isn't for me. And I gave up on something that I was very passionate about. And so I just took that time and effort and focused it on my Instagram. I've grown my Instagram to 11,000 followers. And sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes I lose followers. Sometimes I gain. It's one of those 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of concepts we talked about earlier. And when you put the time and effort and forget what people think, what you set your mind to is so 1,000% possible. And for me, being a people person, I'm a people pleaser. I do care what people think. And I think to some extent you do have to care what people think. But as soon as I put that wall down of forget what they think of me if it's something that I love about me. So I love helping others. I love making people laugh. I love putting out content. So if that's something that makes me happy, then screw what people think of it. On the other end, though, of what people think, it does matter about what you're putting into the universe because it depends what you're going to get in return. So for me, I felt that I was putting something good into the universe. I was helping people lose weight and get back on track of living a healthier lifestyle. Now, you might be wanting to build a business as well. Say you're wanting to build a food truck and you are going to do breakfast tacos and maybe some lunch and dinner options as well. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just throwing it in the universe. Now, how are you going to market that to your advantage? And what if your people think, or like your family, your friends are like, you're not even a good cook. Like, what are you doing? Or you have no business background. What are you doing? Are you going to let those thoughts hurt your business? Are you going to let those thoughts destroy your mindset in growing your business? No, you're going to prove them wrong. So for me, I'm awful at cooking. Like, I'm so bad at it. But if I wanted to start a food truck, you best believe I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it the right way, and I'm going to learn because maybe it's something I'm passionate about is cool food trucks. I don't know. But breaking that barrier of what people think of you is going to completely change how far you can achieve your goals, basically. The next thing that might be holding you back is money. Money is a big factor. For me, when I started my YouTube channel, I wanted the best and the biggest camera, but I can't afford that. I wanted the best and the biggest MacBook. Can't afford that. Luckily now, I have an amazing camera that I love. It cost me a lot of money, but I had to work for it. My MacBook Pro that I just got, I had to work for it. I have a Mac desktop, had to work for it. And my YouTube didn't pay for those things. My normal job paid for those things. But I set goals for myself. So for me, I started with just what I could. And so I think I bought like a $200 camera from Best Buy. And I started making videos. Actually, I think it was from Amazon now that I think about it. And I started making videos. The quality wasn't great. My lighting was so bad. But I just started. And as I got better and I learned things, I sold that camera, I got a new camera. I sold that camera, I got a new camera. Or I would look at Best Buy open box deals and, find the camera I wanted, but maybe it was missing the lens cap or missing a small piece. And so I would purchase that one. And you just have to make do with what you can. If you want something, you can get it. And I'm going to keep saying that through this episode because it's so true. And so say it is a YouTube channel or a podcast that you want to start and you don't have the money for a microphone or a computer or this or that. Guess what? There's options on your phone. I feel like everyone these days has an iPhone. iPhone has iMovie. Record on your iPhone, edit on your iPhone, upload on the YouTube app. So many people do it and you wouldn't even know. I know lots of YouTubers actually that I personally watch that record and edit and upload on their iPhone. And I never knew until they did like a how I do my YouTube videos video, and I was like shook because the quality was so good. Same thing for your podcast. There's so many voice recording options on your phone and you can do it. It's an option. You want to You want to make a business? Okay, we're going to get you the money you need to build that business. Whether you need to find investors and you need to market yourself, whether you need to start saving, $100 a month, $100 every 2 weeks, whatever it is to grow that business. Okay, you want to start an online business? Okay, you can't afford a graphic designer? No problemo. What are you going to do to learn to be a graphic designer? I've heard of Skillshare. This isn't an ad. I haven't used it personally, but so many people talk about Skillshare online, and it's like the online courses you can take to learn how to be a graphic designer, learn how to edit YouTube videos. You can learn so many things online or just on YouTube, like searching how to start a business, how to make a YouTube video, how to be a personal trainer, whatever it is. There's so many how-tos, how to save enough money to buy a house. Money, yes, is always an issue for some, but how can you break that barrier and beat it? Because that's what I did. The camera I have right now is a $1,200 camera. Emily 4 years ago would literally never. So what I did is I did a payment plan. It is now paid off and it feels like the world has been lifted off of me. I paid it off, I think like 3 months ago, but I paid $100 a month. And then at one point I was just like, I'm going to pay double that. And so I paid $200 a month and I paid it off within like 6 months, maybe not even. But now I have a badass camera that I'm proud of, that I've invested in to help grow my brand online. I use it for photos. I use it for my YouTube videos. I use it for Instagram content. I use it for work stuff now at the gym that I work at. Like, I use this camera so much. So it's such an investment. And that's the way you have to think of money is, oh, I don't have the money to buy that Yeti microphone for my podcast. Okay. But it is an investment. If I'm wanting to be better, and maybe I'm not making my podcast because I don't have that. Okay, how can I save that extra $200 to buy that microphone, to make it an investment to help grow my brand, and help pay off that microphone by getting ads in my podcast? There's so many different ways to work around the money barrier, and I encourage you to find ways to break that barrier. The next one is time. I don't have enough time to start a business. I don't have enough time to exercise. I don't have time to meal prep. Yes, you freaking do. That is the worst excuse for me personally, because you have the time. It's how are you going to prioritize your time? I'm like 90% sure I've done one on prioritizing your time and planning. I talk about that a lot on the podcast because I'm an avid planner gal. Not planter, a planner. I like writing in planners. Anyways, time, create the time. So for me, I do work a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week and sometimes it's 60 hours a week, but I make the time for this podcast. I make the time for my YouTube channel. I make the time to post on Instagram. I make the time because it's something that I want to do. I have a lot of projects, if you haven't realized, for having a full-time job. And so if it's something you want, you will make it happen. Yes, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks, but 90% of the time I do. It's a weird time we're in right now with Corona, and so I don't even feel comfortable going back to Gold's Gym anymore, especially now they have to wear like the mask and stuff, and now they're talking about even closing the gym. So I've been, more into the at-home workout life, but if you create the time to work out, you have time to work out. Wake up a little bit earlier before you have to go to work. Yeah, like it's that simple. Oh, your lunch break's an hour? Okay, you don't need an hour to eat food. If you packed your meal, you can bust out a 20-minute workout and eat your lunch. So that's the biggest thing for me is you can create time where you want time. So never say I don't have enough time, because you do. You have enough time to sit on your couch and watch Netflix. You have enough time to start a business, in my opinion. So the next one is education and skill. I don't have enough education to start this business. I don't have enough skill to start this business. I don't know how to edit a video for YouTube. I don't know how to record a podcast. You can, and you'll figure it out, because I was in the same boat. I don't know how to work out. I've never worked out a day in my life. Okay. There's so many resources on the internet. YouTube and Google is a amazing place. It can be toxic, but it is also amazing for education. If I want to learn anything, I go straight to YouTube. Oh, I need to change the tire on my car. YouTube, how do I change a tire on an Acura RDX? Oh, I broke the center console of my car. No problem. How to fix the center console of an Acura RDX. Like, I YouTube everything, and that's how I like figure it out. And that's how I learned how to edit and upload a YouTube video. How do I start a podcast? There's so much information on the internet. You have to use it. You do have enough education. You do have the skill to do it. You just might have to teach yourself. It's going to be trial and error, and that's A-okay, but you can freaking do it. I believe in you. So do it. The next one, actually, the last one, this one. This one's the hard one. It kind of goes back into creating time. And that is motivation and self-discipline. That is literally going to be the hardest for you because you might start motivated. You might start like, oh my gosh, I'm starting this online business. I'm going to have this online boutique. I'm going to have all these clothes. I'm going to do this, da, 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 da. And then boom, you're not motivated anymore. Your sales maybe aren't doing great. Your items aren't selling. The traction on your website's really low. So what do you do to be better? You're like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. Like, rather just sit on the couch with my dog and watch some Netflix. Well, girl, that's not going to grow your business. For you, you have to set a schedule. So for me, I know Tuesdays I record the pod, I edit the pod, I upload the pod. And then Tuesday evenings, I go in and I make sure the tags are good, the description's good, so it's good to go Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. But if I didn't have that schedule, which I didn't originally, I got in over my head. I was waking up at the crack of dawn on Wednesdays to record that morning, to edit that morning, and to upload that morning, and it was just unhealthy. You have to create a schedule and the time that you know you're going to get work done. I know on Wednesday mornings, I wake up, I sit down, I promote the podcast, I post on the podcast Instagram, I post on my personal Instagram, and I start planning out the video that I'm going to record on either Wednesday or Thursday. You have to have a set schedule. Do I always feel like doing that? No. Do I always feel like editing a video? Absolutely not. I've actually looked into hiring video editors because I hate editing videos so freaking much, but it's part of the job. Part of the job or part of the journey is not going to be fun. It's just not. Losing weight, not freaking fun. Who wants to eat asparagus and chicken all the time? Nobody. But you got to find a balance with everything. And there has to be some self-discipline into growing your business, to losing weight, to saving money. Okay, I really want to go on this vacation for 4th of July weekend, but I also really want to buy a house in September. Okay, so where's the breaking point? Would you rather spend the money and go to the beach for 2 nights? Or would you rather put that extra $500 to $1,000 in your savings account to buy a house in a couple months? That's the way you have to think. And that is the hardest way to think. Trust me. I know because I'm that person. I'm the person that's like, yeah, I'm going to go buy a new Louis Vuitton because that is what I want. I might be in quarantine and I might not be wearing purses right now. But I'm also trying to buy a house at the end of this year. And so for me, putting all of that aside and knowing I do not need another purse because I need a down payment for a freaking house in a couple months. So you have to find the healthy balance of self-discipline and motivation and time and money and where all of these fit together, literally. Money, time, education, motivation, self-discipline, and screwing what other people think of you. Who cares? You have to do what makes you happy. You have one life to live. How are you living it? How are you living your day to day, to make yourself better, to make your business better, to be a healthier person, to maybe grow your education? So that's what I want to end this segment on. I really hope it helped you out. I already feel so much better by getting it out of my system because sometimes when I make these episodes about self-motivation and things like this and what's holding you back and being an optimistic person, when I hear it again, it reminds me. And I know how it feels, guys. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I am just like you. I promise. I'm not happy-go-lucky all the time. I have my days. But it's all gonna be okay. Cheers. I need to sip a coffee after that segment. Are you feeling a little extra motivated right now? Well, guess what? If a podcast is the business that you're thinking about, there's no better time than freaking now. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners. And Buzzsprout helps you get listed on every major podcast platform. So definitely check them out. Follow the link down in the show notes and let Buzzsprout know we sent you. Let them know we freaking sent you, okay? And it helps support our podcast. You can grow your own podcast, get on all the platforms. They help you get some affiliate marketing under your belt to get you some promos for your listeners. And so do it. Freaking follow the link down below and make a freaking podcast, y'all. So I thought it'd be fun to end the episode with a little fun this or that barista edition. I found this on the interweb, y'all. And I'm going to post it on the Coffee Break Podcast stories. So if you're listening to this on the day it released, which is obviously Wednesday, July 8th, definitely go check it out. Post it, share it, tag us. We'd love to see. So I'm going to take it myself. So the first this or that is, and this is all coffee related, by the way, hot or iced? Okay, is that even a freaking question, y'all? You already know the answer. Iced. Duh. But I do like hot coffee. I've been drinking it a lot more than you would think, especially in the summer. I never drink hot coffee, really. It's more of like a winter morning type of thing. But iced coffee wins, hands down. Decaf or espresso? Okay, it's not even a question. Espresso, y'all. Double shot, baby. Oh my God, that's literally the next question. One shot or double? Double shots of espresso. For sure. With milk or black? Literally, is this even a question? Black, y'all. Black. Extra black coffee. Like my soul. Sugar or sugar-free? Sugar-free. I mean, I don't mind the sugar though. I don't know. That's a hard one. Depends what mood I'm in. Flavored syrup or no syrup? Okay, it depends what freaking mood I'm in. But I'm going to go with flavored syrup, I think. Because caramel iced coffee? God, that sounds so good right now. Okay, whip or no whip? Again, it depends. Gosh, I like all coffee. All coffee is good coffee. I'm going to go with whip if it's the Ready Whip Barista series. Not sponsored, but should be. Yeah, I'm going to go with whip for now, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go with whip. I've been liking the Ready Whip on my hot coffees. I've tried it on cold coffee too, but I think the nitro creamer is way better in the cold and the Ready Whip's way better on the hot. So just my opinion. But yeah, that was a little fun this or that. It was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, but that's fine. It's okay. But yeah, I'm going to post that on the Coffee Break Podcast Instagram, and yeah, let me know if you take it or tag us in it, because I want to see what y'all get, like, are y'all black coffee gals? Are you like creamy almond milk latte gals? Like, I don't know. I want to know. Do you even drink coffee? Like, why do you listen to podcasts if you don't drink coffee? You know that this freaking podcast runs on Dunkin'. I'm just kidding. But kind of, but maybe. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the episode. And let your friends know about the pod, because I really, really want to make a little community of friends here. Have a good old time, drink our lattes together, and chat about life. Anyways, awesome. Thank you guys so much, and I will be back next week, Wednesdays, 6 a.m. You know where to find me, on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcast, and many, many, many more. Bye, guys. Toodles.